Hello and welcome to the Growing Green Landscapes Podcast with Jeremiah Jennings. While still in his early 20s, Jeremiah already runs a successful six-figure lawn maintenance company. Listen in as he and his guests share the things that have brought them success that can help you in your business. As a young entrepreneur in the green industry, Jeremiah emphasizes the tips and tricks involved in running a lawn maintenance business while discussing the principles applying to all small businesses. If you're wanting to grow, become profitable and professional, you're in the right place. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another show here on the Growing Green Landscapes Podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode today. We have a fun interview lined up, and this interview has already started out funny before we even hit record. Today we have Stephen Cochran. I kept getting his name messed up. He was on his wife's account. I thought it was, I saw his name in the Zoom and just got everything messed up. But we have Stephen Cochran here with Cochran Lawn Care, and I am so excited for the value that's going to be brought today. It's going to be a fun interview. As you can tell, I'm amped up. I'm ready to go. We've been doing some batch recording tonight, and it's just got me fired up. I am so excited to hear what I almost said Jamie again. Well, Steven, I got to get that deleted off the screen here. I'm excited for what Steven is going to bring to us today, and it's just going to be a super fun episode. So, Steven, how you doing tonight, man?
Doing awesome. How about yourself?
I'm good. We're both in the same area. Well, kind of same state. You're a little more north than I am, but we're dealing with the same amount of rain tonight. It is storming outside. It's lightening up outside my window here. So it's just, I don't know. Hopefully the internet didn't go out. Hopefully we get to hold the call. But I'm excited for what's going to happen tonight and what we're going to bring to the table for all of our guests listening in. So, Stephen, kind of walk me through how you got into the industry, kind of your backstory. I know you mentioned you're a firefighter, career firefighter. So kind of tell me how you got into it, maybe how you got into firefighting, first off. That's a really cool story there. I want to hear some more about that. And then how you got into mowing lawns and stuff.
All right. Well, I'm Steven. I'm 31 years old. I'm married, got 4 kids. And so back in 2010, joined up with my local volunteer fire department. That kind of kept me out of trouble. Really, from then, knew that I wanted to become a career firefighter. We are located just south of Huntsville, right below Hampton Cove in a little town called Owens Crossroads. That's where I live. We do all our work.
I know exactly. Didn't the tornadoes hit y'all pretty bad back in, did y'all get it in 2011 or no?
No.
Did I make that up? Okay.
That was in Harvest.
Okay.
So, and we do all our work in Hampton Cove. And so 2012-ish, one of my dad's good friends started up a good lawn care company and asked me to become his foreman. So I took that job, went pretty good, applied everywhere, Huntsville Fire, didn't get the job. In 2016, Gunnersville Fire Department hired me and worked there for about 3 or 4 years. And then now I am at Decatur Fire. So a little bit more drive, but the benefits and everything is where it's at. So in the midst of that being my career that I've always wanted, the 2015, my oldest was born, and I knew I needed to get some extra income coming in. So I got a little mower and started doing some yards. And ever since then, it's just kind of every year, 5 yards, every year, 5 yards, and just kept growing and growing. And now we're up to about 45 lawns and new equipment and trucking right along.
Cool, man. Well, that's a cool story. I always love you're actually the first firefighter that we've had on the show. So I'm excited to hear the perspective of all the different things involved there. But let's kind of dive in a little more. So you're saying you got into firefighting to stay out of trouble when you were, 20, 21, something like that. Yeah. Kind of make that your career. You enjoyed it. As you have taken the journey of firefighting, and you've done that over the past 10, 11 years here, What made you really want to start cutting grass, though? Does that make sense? Like, was it just a good job and make some extra side cash? What got you into it?
Like I said, my firstborn my first son was born in 2015.
So yeah, you got a family support at that point.
Yeah, and then career firefighters don't make a lot of money.
Don't make what they should. I don't think any first responder does.
But the benefits is why a lot of guys go on this career path.
Yeah,
and so just exercise money, a couple $100 a week, and that's how it kind of went. And at the same time, before I was in the career side in 2016, I was a foreman and for a pretty good sized company. We were doing 400 yards a week.
Oh my goodness.
We did 3 whole subdivisions, Gunner's Landing. We took care of a lot of property.
A lot of grass.
Year round. So that's what I was familiar with it prior to becoming a career firefighter. I was a foreman, ran a crew. Even at 16, I had a summer job of running a landscape crew. A builder would build a house, and we would come in there and install the plant package, edging, and mulch it as soon as the house was done. So I had plenty of experience with grass cutting and landscaping. And so the idea of owning my own business, making extra cash really, took off then once my first kid was born. And then suddenly I'm a foreman running my own business, and you can't really do that.
Hard to do both. Yeah.
It's very hard to do both. And so once you become a career firefighter, especially around here, you only work every third day, 10 days a month. So you've got 20 days.
But y'all do 24-hour shifts, right?
Yeah. 24-hour shifts, 48 off. And so some days we don't run hardly anything. You get a good night's rest and you're ready to go to work for the next 2 days. Other days we run all day and all night and you don't get no sleep and you got to go cut 30, 40 yards.
Yeah.
So
it's a challenge for sure. So first off, before we dive any deeper, do you see firefighting going anywhere, or are you sticking with that for the long haul, or at least the time being?
This is my career. This is my retirement. This is my insurance. This is my career path that I've chosen.
Okay.
Like I said, I only work about 120 days a year.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
You can't. There's no other better job out there.
Yeah.
So with the retirement and the insurance, I am sticking with that. And there is a lot of career firefighters that do have second jobs, whether it's construction, building houses, landscaping, concrete. I know probably 15 to 20 guys that have that second job that are able to run their business due to the fact of they only work 10 days a month, 120 days a year.
Yeah, I hear you. It really creates a lot of opportunity for people that other full-time jobs wouldn't have. So
yeah, exactly.
The 24 hours things, I can't imagine doing that. That's rough. But how long have you've been doing it? 10 years, so your body's adjusted to it, right?
Well, I've been in the fire service for 10 years. The career side has been since 2016. So volunteer side is you're available.
If you're there. Yeah.
If you're there, you're not. But the career side is, 24 hours, 48 off since 2016.
Well, that's cool. So running both businesses here sounds like you have a lot on your plate. You've doubled your business this year, it sounds like. So what have you done to double your business? I know we talked about this a little bit before we hit record. You talking about some postcards and stuff. So what did you do to double it? And then now how are you maintaining it? I mean, that's a lot of growth in 1 year while still having to work a full-time firefighting job.
Yeah. So 2020, we had about 20 526 lawns. And I ran everything by myself, roughly. Only in the summer months, when my nephew was out of school, did he help me some. Sold 7 lawns in Huntsville, and kept 20 something in Hampton Cove. And I saw where Brian's Lawn Maintenance was doing the postcards. And you could go to Postcard Mania and slap your logo and number and name on there, and they will mail them out for you to whatever streets and houses that you want. And it cost me probably, I don't know, $2,000 to do all that. But I got a lot of work. Not as much lawn care as I was hoping for, but the mulch, the shrub trimming, the small landscape jobs, I made my money back very quick. And also, so that was a key note to me doubling my business. The other one is I had some very old equipment, very old trailer. I sold all that too. Went and got 2 John Deere mowers, my new trailer, my custom built trailer that I have. It looks 10 times better. It looks very professional. And that right there alone, parked on the street, I know in like one subdivision, I had 8 in a circle right there that I could park in one spot, and people would just come out and see a very professional looking trailer and, hey, come give me a quote. Hey, come give me a quote. And that right there has really had the most effect on doubling my business.
Cool. So the equipment thing is huge. I mean, you got to start somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere. But
100%.
as soon as you can make that upgrade, it really makes your business look more presentable, more professional, like you're saying, and it'll take it to the next level. So, the postcard thing, you said it cost you $2,000. That's a pretty big investment, especially if you've never done it before. That's a big investment there. So, what would you say your return was? How many did you send out versus how many clients did you pick up? Would you say, or do you know those numbers?
Yeah,
I think the average is what, 1% or something like that.
Yeah, 1 to 3%. We mailed to every person. I think there was 18 houses or 1,800 houses that got my postcard twice.
Okay.
Once in March and once like March 15th, and then another 2 weeks later. I want to say my return was about $5,000.
Okay, so yeah, you definitely made your money back.
So,
but how many? So you say $5,000. How many lawn maintenance customers did you pick up out of that though? 'Cause that's recurring. That's recurring income.
Correct. And that $5,000 was the immediate.
Yeah, that was just your jobs
mulch,
and stuff on the side. Yeah.
I want to say I picked up probably 4 or 5.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad.
And the weird thing is that's the ones that I know called immediately.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, like just like today, I had a new client call and, hey, signed up with lawn care. He's ready to go, finish out this year, and wants to start next year too. I know for a fact he got both my cards, but it was back in spring. So I've got probably 10 of those.
It's still out there, yeah.
Yeah, that saw my card but didn't call it in, but down the road something happened. They saw me somewhere else or looked up, lawn care companies near me on the Google and found me. And so I believe that the postcards really, really helped. You really have to dial in where you want to be. And that costs extra. Yeah, you can say, I want to hit this area right here, and that's a cheaper version. But to really dial down, there's some areas that you go down this country road and you turn into this super nice subdivision. Well, I only wanted to be in there.
Yeah.
And so I chose the more expensive version to dial in certain areas, certain streets, and but like I said, it was very good on my return, and it worked out very well.
So you would recommend it to anybody out there who's thinking about it on the fence?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the guy who's starting out, hey, you might want to go get them and send them to you, and you go door to door.
Yeah, cheaper
I just
option.
didn't want to do that.
Yeah,
I didn't want to do that. So that's why I went the more expensive route and had them mail them to every person that I wanted.
I love it. That sounds like a really cool thing, and you definitely made your money back. I mean, it's like you're saying, you made your money back, and obviously, guy called today, so they're still thinking about it. The ones that did get it,
Yes.
They're still thinking about it, and you've got an insane route density out of it. What did you say? You were telling me earlier. What is your from your furthest yard to your furthest yard? What is the distance in between there?
I have roughly 47 clientele within a 4 to 5 mile radius.
That's insane. That is
and
insane.
I've broken that down to 3 different areas. So a prime example of that would be this week I'm on shift Monday and Thursday. So Tuesday is a route, Wednesday is a route, Friday is a route. So those 3 routes each have 15, 16 yards in the area. So it's worked out great.
Are you doing weekly or bi-weekly up there?
All weekly.
Okay.
I don't do any bi-weekly. If they call something to plug into Brian's lawn maintenance that I've seen in his videos is when customers call, you really need to filter them out on the call.
Yeah.
And if they ask for bi-weekly or ask for one-time cuts, or we don't do none of that. And, I refer them to someone else, someone that can possibly help them, someone that's grown their business from the very beginning, but we are in the stage of only doing weekly. And we try to get them with a chemical fertilizing company and to help their grass look good. Because the bottom line is, you make the customer look good, it makes you look good.
For sure. Yep. Then you got to think about that when you're taking on clients too. What yards do you want your mowers and your equipment on? And people seeing you at? What kind of yards do you want to portray that you do and your business does? So do you transition to bi-weekly now, through October?
Yes. So of course, springtime, we start doing our spring cleanups. We start doing the scalping, get everything down, and then there's a break in there, and that's when we hit heavy on the shrub trimming and mulch and curb appeal and all that. Late April, 1st of May, the grass starts picking up really good. From then until probably October 1st, I think this year we've gotten a week or 2 early on the cold-ish weather at nights. Usually we're in week 2 of October when it starts slowing down, but last week I started slowing down big time. So right now we are doing bi-weekly in that area. We did a huge landscape job today, so I pretty much just skipped all my clientele this week, turned my attention to some side work that I had lined up, and to replace that, weekly income. Yeah. And then pretty much Halloween, we're pretty much being done. And then once all the clients' grass has turned dormant, we will go in there and cut one last time to make all the nice dormant grass nice and even and looking good all winter.
Yeah. Cool. And then I'm assuming you do leaf cleanups and all that going into December and all that.
Yeah. So we will still every week we do a drive-by. Yeah. If nothing needs it.
Well, my goodness, when you're within 4 miles, you can do that. It's not a problem.
Yeah. So we still do, like I said, the weekly drive-bys and this yard may need it, that next yard may not. So, but we check on our properties every week, and come December, we still have one or two stragglers. The pin oaks don't drop until the absolute latest. And but the winter time, we're pretty much done. We have a break until probably March 1st starts back up.
So I know you're in the same area as me. All of our at least you're a little bit more north, so it might be different up there, but I don't see it being that much different. Down where we are, all of our leaves don't come down at once. They're over a good month to 2 month period of them falling slowly, just a little bit.
Yes.
So how do you charge for your leaf cleanups? Do you just maintain your normal mowing rate and just keep because it's recurring? That's why I say this.
Yes.
That's personally what we do. Once we're done cutting grass, we just keep our normal mowing rate because we're not doing the same amount of weed eating and all that stuff. So you do some more work.
Pretty much still on the property the same amount of time.
Oh, for sure, if not longer. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I mean, there's some cases you need to charge more. That's a minimum of I would never go below what we're charging to mow to clean up leaves ever. I mean, there's definitely somewhere we have to charge extra, but in our area, so like up north, I know a lot of you guys up north, all your leaves fall really quickly, and they'll fall within a week. You'll have a couple storms come through, they'll all fall down, and you'll go out and do one big leaf cleanup, and then it's over with. So you can charge $350, get your leaf cleaned up, and then it's done. All the leaves are cleaned up for the winter. Down here, it's not that way. The climate's different. They're dropping from now. I mean, they're coming down heavy right now. And we're in October, beginning of October right now. I know I have yards that we will still be, like you're saying, those oaks. We will be cleaning up those leaves in January. We have some down here. We will be in January cleaning up the leaves. So what we do, and maybe I need to reevaluate this. You can reach out to me if you have a better option. But it sounds like what you do too is you just keep your normal mowing rate because you're not doing the actual mowing, but you're there for the same amount of time, just about roughly. You might have a few extra minutes, but you're there for the same amount of time. So we just keep our normal mowing rate and we just continue until the leaves are done. Does that sound about like what you do?
Yeah. So the only thing that I've heard from clientele is the majority of clientele that I have, they love their yard looking great in the summertime. And it's kind of weird. You get into fall and more closer towards wintertime. Sometimes they don't seem to care about the leaves.
They'll just let them sit there. Yeah.
They don't really care. It's fall time. It's wintertime, whatever. And so I've had a few customers kind of step back and say, whoa, I don't really want leaves. So in my point of view, if I do mention an extra upcharge for leaves, then I may lose them altogether.
Yeah.
So that's why I just say, you're going to pay this much per cut, and it's, from, middle of April all the way to probably Thanksgiving. But keep in mind, fall and springtime, there is bi-weekly cuts as far as the grass.
Yeah.
And once the leaves starts picking up, you will, we'll stop by and do your leaves.
Yeah, and the thing with those customers that don't want their leaves picked up though is I always educate them, and I'll tell them up front. I'll say, 100%. Look, if you don't want these done now, that's fine. But come February and March, when you have a pile of leaves in there, it's going to cost you a lot more. I'm going to charge you $300 or $400 to clean them all up, as opposed to 3 or 4 weeks. Oh, you get you a storm warning, don't you?
Yep, I did.
I hear you.
Flash flood warning.
Yep, it's up here. It's pouring outside my house as well. But I'm going to charge you $300-$400 to do it then, as opposed to me coming out for, I don't know, consecutive 3, 4, 5 weeks and charging you $50 or $60. And it might end up being the same amount, but for me, if it was my yard, I would much rather have them cleaned up and looking nice. We're going to pay the same amount. Like, let me clean it up now, get them out of the way, and then so they don't look bad all winter. And I don't know. You do have to do that though, because if your customers, if you have a pile of leaves to clean up in February and March when spring rush is starting to hit,
they're 10 times worse.
No, they're wet, heavy, molded. I mean, dirty. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible.
It is 10 times worse.
I would. Anybody out there, we're in leaf season right now, push to get your clients to pick up on leaves. That's definitely something that I would add to your roster of things of services, because it's a profitable service. I mean, if, like I'm saying, we're out there for the same amount of time. There's some of them that we do quicker than our normal mowing. If it's just when it gets to the point of just doing leaves, we do it, and we're doing them consistently. If they only have a week or 2 weeks of dropping leaves, you're not going to have a whole tree's worth of leaves sitting there. So it's not going to take you that long to get out there and blow them. Do you just mulch them? Do you just mulch them back into the yard, or do you do any bagging or anything?
If they have small yards, whatever's faster. If we can blow them up to the driveway, and I have a billy goat back system, and we can run over it real quick. But as far as bagging with the mower, I don't have that system set up yet.
I don't.
My 48-inch mower has the mulching kit on it, and then my 60-inch John Deere, I don't have a bagging system for that yet. So whatever's faster.
In our neck of the woods, I'm not going
to mulch up all the leaves all the time. Very few leaves. I'll cut the yard real quick and give it a good appearance. But majority of the time, me and a helper can jump out, grab 2 blowers, blow them to the driveway, and he'll grab the billy goat, suck them up real quick, and then we're on to the next yard. That's
cool. Yeah, I've never personally heard of somebody that does it that way, but that's cool. We always mulch them. We just go out there and mulch them with the mowers, and we'll blow them all up into a big pile, and then run over with the mowers. And we got chute blockers on there, so we'll run over them 5, 10, 15 times just in a straight path, and they'll be. I actually put some on my Instagram today of before and afters, and it's they never knew. You never know they were there, and they're right back into the yard. So that's in our neck of the woods. You don't really need, and it does depend on your clientele, but I don't really need a bagger system. I have a few yards that people want it bagged, but I don't know. I'm not diving into the whole bagging world of yet, at least. I might one day, but I don't have any plans to do it.
But I've had one client request that I bagged, and it was before I got my new mowers, and I had a small bagger that clips onto the side. And once I got a mulching kit on the other mower that I had, he couldn't tell a difference. Yeah, that's how great the mulching system does down here.
I probably should admit this on here, but it's funny. One of my old customers that I had back when I started, he wanted the yard bagged, and it was he wanted it push mowed and bagged. Not bagged with the big mower. And I have a few yards that I push mow and bag, like 2, but they're charged. I'm charging the right rates. I'm making what I need to make on them. But this one was too big to be push mowed. It was not worth it. He wasn't going to pay it. And so the first time I went out there, so what I did is he had a street across the street where I could blow the leaves. I just blew all the leaves across the street with the mower. I mean, I would mow it and blow them all, point it all where it was shooting across the street. He never knew. I mean, I cut that yard for 2 years. He always thought it was bagged. He never knew that I wasn't bagging it.
And that's how good all of these systems work.
Yeah, they do. They do a really good job. So, well, that's cool. Talking leaves, I enjoy talking about how other people price and do that stuff. But I know you wanted to hit on a little bit here is company culture. This is something that we talk about a lot on our podcast. A lot of other people's podcasts talk about it. But let's talk a little bit, dive in a little bit here about how you said you were foreman, and I think you had some bad happenings, some fallouts there. Kind of talk about the company culture that you I don't even know what to say. You endured it. Yeah, you were a part of it. You were a victim to bad company culture, and how it kind of helped you create the one that you want to create now for your guys and your business going forward.
Yeah. So I was a foreman for the company, and I won't mention any names. The one that we did 400 houses a week, and everything started out great. But I think, in my personal opinion, that this company got too big too fast and did not grow in the correct rate, and was promised a lot of things. Was promised, let's go out and have a day on the lake, and was promised pay raises, was promised so much things, and just the culture in itself I really can't go too deep, but it was a huge eye opener going from that to owning your own business. And hey, I want to do right by my guys. Hey, I want to, I buy them lunch, and hey, we go out and do extra things and give them like today, prime example. So I made really, really good on this really good landscape job. And so I took the hourly rate and I added $50 to it.
Mm-hmm.
They worked really, really hard and got this job done and helped me out. So I gave them extra money, gave them a incentive, a bonus, or whatever the case may be. And in return, that makes them even work harder on the next job, on the next lawn. And so I've seen the experience of there's no incentive, there's no extra this. You literally clock in, clock out, and you're there for a paycheck. You're not there for the company. You're not there to better the business. And that really changes your focus whenever you become a business owner. And man, I've got to treat these guys right, especially in my position. I'm not to the point like yourself where you have one or two, three full-time guys.
Yeah.
I think that is my plan for next year, is to hire a full-time person. But it is very much an essential thing. Just like you need to sharpen blades and you need to check your oil for everything. You need to treat your guys right. Because without them, you don't have a business, period.
That's big. That's huge. I don't even really have much to add to that. That's just, we've talked about it on here many a times. I've talked about it on my episode with Naylor Taliaferro. It was one of those things that you just, company culture, it goes down to small things like buying somebody some energy drinks, or getting Gatorade and putting it in the cooler for them to have when they're out there during the day. Like the little things that add up. And the $50, like, yeah, it's $50 that you could have put in your pocket, but that $50 is going to mean a lot more to them than it is to you at the end of the day. That they really think that you care about them and you're investing back into them, and that's what you were doing there. So it's cool to see that you're implementing that in your business, because you had some bad fallouts in the past and you learned from that, those failures that you had from that company, and you learned what not to do in the future, and you learned how to treat your employees and stuff. So that's really cool, man. Well, we're sitting here at 35 minutes almost. It's been a really, really good episode so far. Is there anything else you want to leave anybody with or kind of hit on as we wrap this thing up today?
My biggest thing is not to knock anyone who is starting off. Whenever you're starting off, man, you've got to go get whatever you can get.
Yeah.
And as you build your business, looking professional, I didn't think it was that big a deal. But looking professional and treating your customers right, and treating your guys right is the biggest thing that I've learned over the past few years. And for that, we are looking at to doubling our business again next year.
Really? That's cool. So, well, I do have one more question before we wrap this thing up. Next year, or in the future, maybe 5 years down the road, who knows? You've said that you're pretty set on being a career firefighter. So what are you going to do if you double next year and you're sitting at 100 clients? Are you going to hire foremen and employees to do it all for you? Or are you going to try to get out of the business? Or even if you stay at 60 clients or 70, like something you could still do with you and a guy, what are you looking to get out of it long term and just kind of be hands off? Or do you feel like you want to stay in the field for a while?
So my ultimate goal would be I think a guy or even a guy and a helper, a summertime helper, they should be able to do where we are at, 18 to 20 lawns in a day. And so for that to happen, that is my goal. And then that will allow me to go out and really try to hit on some small landscape jobs.
Those are the money makers. I
Those
love those
are
things.
those are so easy today. Day and a half landscape job, $2,000 or $3,000.
Yep.
That's where I think I want to end up, helping both crews out, but having a guy or two do a job or two every 2-3 weeks, and then have that guy who just likes cutting grass, and he goes out and he works 3 or 4 days a week and cuts 60-ish yards a week.
Yeah.
And so that's where I want my business. I don't see how it could get any bigger than that with me being a career firefighter. If I didn't have that job, shoot, I'd be 100 plus clients and going 100 miles an hour. But I have to keep that my company reeled in to where an old timer once told me, you get too big too fast, you won't have a business, period.
Yep.
So slow and steady is where I'm trying to do. We've gained, besides this past year, we've gained 5-10 clients every year, dropped a few. So slow and steady it's where it's at. And that's what the plan is over the next year or two.
Sweet. I love it. That's a cool story, man. Well, if you don't have anything else that you want to leave anybody with, I have one final question, and it's the question I love to ask everybody. It was kind of a new segment we're doing here on the podcast, but what is your why? What is your why to go out and cut grass every day and to be a career firefighter and run a business on the side of another job and just all the things that are involved in that, a lot of stress it puts on you. What is your why?
Well, without that, I couldn't support my wife and 4 kids. My wife had a great job, and when COVID hit, she was pretty much making payments to daycare to go to work. And so we decided for her to come home and, run the household and take care of the kids. And, I want to be able to retire at 51 years old from the fire hall and go out and do whatever I want, and also possibly have this business still, and whether to sell it or give it to my 3 sons and let them run it or whatever the case may be. But that is my why, is like, I have a future, and is to live like no one else. So one day that you can live like no one else. And that's a Dave Ramsey slogan. But, I want to do things in the future. And I've heard someone say before, you got to set your goals and then work backwards. You got to do one day at a time.
You got to see where you want to be and then make it happen.
Yep.
And that sounds like what you're doing. Well, that's really cool, man. It's inspiring to me to hear that. It's inspiring to me to hear about how you left the bad company culture, creating good one now, and all the things that you're doing in your business. So where can everybody find you at on social media?
I have an Instagram account. Just started it a few months ago. It's at Cochran Lawn Care. And that's the only social media that we have right now. So
good deal.
I'm just now starting out on the whole social media thing.
No, I hear you. I don't have a big social media following either. It's something that takes a lot of work. People don't realize how much work it actually takes to keep that stuff up.
It is mind blowing how much you got to do just to keep it up and get followers and follow other people. So
yeah. Got to be interactive. That's the best. That's the biggest thing I've learned. Got to be interactive. Got to engage in other people's posts and stuff. So,
yep.
I don't know. I'm not a social media guru though. I'm just out here trying to run a good company and create a good podcast for everybody to listen out there and hear while you're out mowing and stuff. But I appreciate your time today, Stephen, and I really think the guests are going to get a lot out of this. And it's just going to be another fun episode in here that people are going to get a lot out of, that hopefully they reach out to you. If y'all listening in are getting something out of this, you got something out of it, you can relate to Stephen's story. Shoot him a DM on Instagram. Tell him that you appreciated his time today. I know I appreciate it. And I don't know. I'm really looking forward to see what the future holds here on the podcast and getting more great interviews on here just like Stephen. maybe reconnecting with you in the spring or something, see what your business is looking like going into the fall. Going into the spring and the summer there, and what you're doing as far as hiring an employee goes or anything like that. Because it's a struggle for real hiring employees. It's a fun
I'm
thing.
Looking forward to that.
Well, I say it's a fun thing. It's not really a fun thing, but it's just part of the business. It's part of it. It's part of making money and growing. So it's a necessary evil. But guys, thank you so much for listening in today. If you would, leave those all-important ratings and reviews in the podcast, wherever you listen, Spotify, Apple, anything like that, because it really helps us. It boosts us out there and grows us to the greater community. And it's like I said on just about every episode so far, I just want to build this community one relationship at a time. And I am so looking forward to what we get to do here in the future and the relationships we get to build, networks that we get to be a part of, and just what the future holds. I don't know what it holds yet, but we're head down, we're grinding, banging out episodes left and right, and I'm just excited to see where we're going in the future. But Stephen, thank you so much for your time tonight, man.
Thank you very much, man. I want to say thank you very much for doing this podcast. It's an honor to help you get some followers and get more people on here, and you put out some very good content. So I really do appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody out there listening, because just like you, Stephen, you're helping other people by helping me create episodes. You're helping other people out there, and I know other people are going to get a lot out of this. So thanks for tuning in today, guys. Whenever you're listening, whatever day it is, go out there and crush it in your business. Maybe it's a weekend, hang out with your friends and family, go to church, spend some time doing the things that really matter in life. You can make money anytime. Spend time with your family and treat them like royalty, and it'll come back to you. So help somebody else out there in the world. And maybe somebody needs a ride down the road, or somebody needs a meal at McDonald's or something. Do something good for somebody today. That's my challenge for you. Whenever you're listening, do something good, help somebody else out in the world, and it'll come back to you. Trust me, it'll come back to you. So thanks for listening today, guys, and we hope to catch up with you here on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green Landscapes podcast. We know you have many other podcast options to choose from, and don't take it for granted that you chose to spend some time with us today. You can connect with Jeremiah Jennings at Growing Green Landscapes on Instagram, or use the link in the show description. Don't forget to smash the follow button on the podcast and leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. We hope you crush it in your business and hope to catch you on our next episode.